In our previous video, we introduced the concepts laid forth in the SEO Mindset course. We talked a lot about the various things that this book will be able to do for you. It's going to help you develop an SEO mindset, which we'll talk about. It's going to help you develop long-lasting, excellent ranking web pages. Number one, page one results that last through algorithm changes. Really great things that we covered in the previous video. And we also talked about the things that this course is not going to do for you, like show you how to design a website, show you how to read HTML or script PHP. That's not the focus here. The focus here is to learn search engine optimization and apply it towards your market, apply it towards your business for long-lasting page one rankings. Now, in order to do that, you really have to build what we're calling an SEO mindset, and that's going to be the focus of this first section. And we're going to talk about right now what is and what is not SEO. But first, let's talk about what is the SEO mindset. Now, we're defining it as a new way of thinking about your online marketing and your search engine optimization plans in order to really focus on a long-term goal. And that goal is to achieve long-term page one persistent search rankings. So you want to be on page one and you want it to stay there. You want it to stay there regardless of what's happening with Google, regardless of what's happening with their algorithm, with the market, with the news. You want a long-lasting, high-ranking website. Now, what the SEO mindset also is, it's a set of guidelines, and this set of guidelines is something that you're going to refer to during the search engine optimization process. You can use it as really a set of filters to show you what to do, but also what not to do while developing your search engine strategies. So really, this mindset, what we're talking about here, is something that you can apply to multiple websites, to multiple markets, and really put forth in all the marketing plans you lay out from this day forward. But before we really get deep into this fundamental mindset of this course, we should talk about a core concept of what exactly is SEO. Now, for most people, SEO is really thought about as being the number one ranked website for your topic in Google, but it's kind of more complicated than that. We break SEO down into three main steps. The first of which, identify your audience or your target market. Second, optimizing your website for keywords that audience is going to use or you think they're going to use. Third, tracking your website's progress and making adjustments as necessary. And we'll cover each one of these specifically. Now let's go and look a little bit more deeply at step one itself. Step one is identifying your audience. Now, your audience can also be thought of as your target market. Now, the key here is that you're setting your website's goals at this point. You're profiling your audience. And at this time, you're also scouting your competition. So this entire aspect, this step one of developing a good search marketing plan, is the framework. This is the basis. This is going to determine how successful your marketing campaigns are going to be, because this tells you whether or not this is a market that you can really penetrate. This really allows you to focus your goals. So you're not overshooting. So you're really realistically looking at your market, realistically looking at your website. You're learning what your audience itself wants. You're profiling your target market to learn what needs do they have, what interests do they have. If I was to come to them with this product, if I was to come to them with this service, would it be something they're interested in? And in this process, it allows you to easily look at your competition, learn what they're doing, learn what they're giving their market, their audience, and see how receptive they are to those products, those services. And that's going to really evaluate what you need to do to dominate this market. And that's the key. You don't want to come in and you don't want to be second best. You want to be number one. And this is the basis for that. Without really applying yourself in step one, it's going to really hinder your progress later on. Now, step two is optimizing your websites for keywords your audience will use. Now, you want to rank as highly as possible for these terms, and these are terms that you'll find in step one when you're looking at your competition, when you're looking at your market, when you're looking at your audience itself, terms they use, terms that are often referred to in, say, forums or in discussions with these people. These keywords are going to form the basis for how you build your search marketing campaigns. Now, this involves what you do physically to your website to ensure that it's search engine friendly. So this is things that we'll talk about later, like meta tags or anchor text linking or interlinking, and we'll talk about all these later, but this is physically what you're doing to your website to optimize for those terms. But this also includes off-site activities geared towards having people link to your website, for instance. So we'll talk about things like article marketing or directory submissions, or basically anything that can get people interested in your website enough to link to it. And one of those things we're really going to focus in on is good content. Now, lastly, the other thing that search engine optimization is tracking your website's progress to make adjustments as necessary. This is a critical component of a good SEO strategy. You can't just make a keyword list, optimize for it, and assume that it's going to be perfect, because even though we have data, we can get data on what we think people are searching for in a given niche. We're never going to know precisely what keywords or what topics are going to be most effective in your target market. So it's important to watch how people actually end up on your web page, because you could uproot keywords or topics that are bringing people to your website that you hadn't previously considered, and then you can go back and you can exploit those results to really increase your web presence. So, as important as it is to define the topic of SEO as we've done here, it's also important to define what is not search engine optimization, and I think you'll be surprised at some of these results here. Now, we've come together with a list of certain things which are not search engine optimization. We'll talk about these in a little bit more detail as well. And that includes online advertising, like buying advertising for traffic from other websites. Surprisingly, this is not SEO. It is site promotion, although advertising links can help your search rankings, and that's something that we'll talk about later too. SEO is not public relations, which includes things like press releases, media mentions, blogging coverage. Now, this is all not SEO, but again, it is a type of site promotion that can lead to a significant amount of traffic to your website, and as well could lead to links, but it's not. You cannot optimize for something like this. Building websites that exploit loopholes in search algorithms are not SEO. This involves, exploiting a loophole to pull your website up to number one for a certain amount of keywords that only last for a short amount of time. This is commonly referred to as search engine spamming, and it's not something that we're going to discuss here. Most oftentimes, this can hurt you significantly more than it can help you. SEO is not gimmick type things designed to bring in X amount of visitors per 24 hours or X amount of visitors in X amount of time. 9 times out of 10, you'll see these gimmicks posted everywhere. They're going to be pitched to you. Do not follow through with these. These are not sound strategies. Again, this is something that's going to be wasteful and may even end up hurting you more than helping you. Also, SEO is not always free traffic. There's a large number of very effective SEO techniques that are going to cost you money, and it's important to consider these part of your search engine optimization strategy. Now, lastly, it's another popular one. Writing a book and giving it away for free to your site's visitors is not an SEO mechanism either. It's not something that you're really applying. Now, what's important to mention is that these activities can be part of your SEO strategy if you choose to use them that way. But the difference here is that what we're proposing is that SEO is usually part of an overall strategy designed to promote your website. And that's a totally different way of thinking of it. While you can use things like online advertising or press releases as part of your strategy, you have to think of it more as SEO is part of an overall strategy designed to promote your website. So each aspect is designed towards driving traffic to your website, but think of SEO as in and of itself its own aspect of promoting your website. Search engine optimization is such a vast tool to use to promote your website. You have to really focus in on it and separate it out from other promotional activities. And that's going to be important to really develop that SEO mindset. So next we're going to cover the topic of understanding how search engines work in the next video.